Hello. Hello. Feel free to comment. Feel free. Feel free to comment. Feel free to like. I only get children that appear. But hopefully I'm a good influence on them. I'd rather be good than bad. Especially on something as precious as them. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. La, 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 la. Boom, bada, boom, 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 bada, boom, 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 boom. Green Acres is the place. Yeah, never mind. Hello. This is just a night after work and a day of making video and all that. Collaborating. Feel free to comment. Oh, hi. I was hoping you'd comment. Izuku. How, are you in America? Well, United States of America. Really? Thank you. I didn't even ask. Already 1 subscribers. Thank you. And 1 like. And all of a sudden there's 14. Long day at work. Made video before that. Went live before that. But yeah, got a nice waterfall. Interesting day at work. But yeah. Feel free to comment. Feel free to give a thumbs up. And I do like to know if you're in the same country as I. I don't care exactly where. I don't care about the exact details for safety, but yeah. And I hope, well, I actually like to get to know you guys. That's why I do this. So you guys can all comment too. But yeah. Today I got to see I went to a place that they actually throw trout into a pond for fishing. And it was first time in a while since a buddy of mine hung out. And we're probably going to be going to more places, including out of state, doing like waterfall tours, cave tours of like New England, or even just each individual state. Is one of the things we were talking about. And there's even he knows of a cemetery that we could go stay the night at. No issues. That's apparently haunted. It's okay. Feel free to join in. I like your comments anyhow, even though you've got to go. As always, greatly appreciated. And I do try to subscribe back to everyone that subscribes. And I'm pretty much getting to the point of I don't even care if you have videos up. Because, well, you're kind enough to subscribe to me, so I'll be kind enough to subscribe to you. And I work in with food, in the food industry, restaurant, which most people know can be stressful at times. Today was actually one that was just long. And feel free to like, subscribe, share, check out my videos, comment. I do like comments. I love the interaction. Plus, at times, to be honest, at times I don't know what to do, talk about. There was only one time I did the 6-7, and it was actually for a kid. He was from, he seemed to be a kind, smart kid, so why not? I do take little suggestions like that here and there too. But yeah, I'm actually still getting fully comfortable in front of the camera, as oddly as that may sound. But yeah, I do hope everyone's had a good day, positive. If not, I hope that you're okay. If you need to talk, yeah, I hope that you have a friend, someone, because we all have good and bad days. Mine was just interesting. A bit stressful at times, but interesting. I think that's just life at times anyhow, if you want to, I'm always curious of how your day has gone, so feel free to you can always just mention it. I had a good day. I do like knowing if you're from, what country you're from. Like, I'm from the United States. I think most people can tell just from my accent. But yeah, I do like comments. I'm just trying to make sure that yes, I will get all the comments. Woohoo! Woohoo! But yeah, I think I get the 6-7 thing that the kids are doing. But I heard of another thing, and it's the uwu. I have no idea what that is about. And if anyone does know, feel free to comment. I don't like, and I have a feeling that you guys would all be pretty positive. Anyhow. So, hello, Evie. Are you from the United States as well? So far, I've had people from all over the world, and it's actually a pleasure to talk to people from all over the world, and because we all have so much to offer. So I don't mind saying this part, I'm from Maine, and in part because Maine is a big state. Just to go from one end to the other is at least 5.5 hours. And yes, there's only really one section of Maine I haven't been to. I want to. It's an area called the Allagash, and there's woods. Oh, thanks. And I love the hearts. I love it. But there's so few people that you have to check in with game wardens, and it's gated. There's gates, and people go hunting there. There's been times where people have had a heart attack, died there while they were hunting, and then found years later, or not at all. Because there are things like bear and other predators. But one of the things it's known for is the moose. most of Maine is known for moose too. But yeah. Oh, so I take. Do you like my stories? I've been told that by some people that they do. Like even some of the army stories. We even turned one of the big slip and slides. Thanks for the feedback. We turned one of the big green tents into a slip and slide. It was our turn to wash it in trainings, and we were the last one, so we took like shampoo and all that, just sprayed it all over, took the hose, and decided to go run, slide right down. And if any of the higher ups saw, they did not say anything to us. They were probably just thinking, oh, they accomplished what we needed them to and became a team. That was actually quite fun. Since I don't know if there's any minors on here, I am gonna leave some stories out. But like with that, like Florida was interesting. So was England, Wales, and Ireland. Because when I went to England, Wales, and Ireland, I was 19, old enough to do everything there, basically. One thing that I found surprising is that, yeah, you can drink, you can do all this at 18, but the nightclubs that we came across, you had to be 21 to get into. And if I did find out why when I was there, I forgot it. And we did actually find a bar in Ireland that did not attract really any tourists. It was just the locals, and they were actually playing music and such. And they invited us to go sit with them, and the guy next to me offered to play one of his bongos. I looked at him and said, "But I don't know how to play the bongos." All he said was, "Neither do I. I'm just going to the rhythm of this guy." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And the best part is that when we went outside to smoke a cigarette, yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes. But one of them asked, "So where are you from?" United States. Well, we know that from how you're dressed and your accent. But where in the United States? Maine. Oh, that's Stephen King country. We know right where that is. So it's kind of interesting the kind of conversations that you'll come across. And those people were some of the friendliest people that I met too. In London, I actually liked the museums. To me, that was fun, seeing the art museums. And it wasn't in Ireland that I learned how to properly drink a Guinness. It was in London. And apparently there is a right way to drink a Guinness and a right way to pour it. But over there, in Ireland, it tastes so much better than here in the United States. Here in the United States, I don't really drink now, but when I did drink, I thought the Guinness here was disgusting. Over there, I thought it tasted good. And I also came across I heard my tour guide was from right outside London. I heard him use terms at times, bloody wanker. For one guy, since we have different terminology for some things, he came and asked me when he wanted a cigarette, he'd come up and ask for a Marlboro. He had to think about it because he's like, I can't use fag because in America that means something else. So I just couldn't help but to chuckle about it at the time. And feel free to comment, give a thumbs up, subscribe. I do try to subscribe to people that subscribe to me. Well, it's greatly appreciated on my end. I do try to spread positive vibes, energy. I guess I can take these off now, but yeah. And I hope I don't influence anyone to do this. It's my thing. I don't care if someone else does it or not. There's never any pressure. I'm one of the people that actually does help. So that's why I don't pressure it, because I also notice what helps some people does not help me. Everyone's different. But if you're a good person, it's so much easier to get along. And this is actually getting better nowadays, because I'm actually getting more viewers. I actually would like more comments too, because I actually like to go off of you guys, because I don't want to bore you guys. So feel free to comment. And I do like the little hearts that come up too. I haven't really gotten any of the others, but I do like the hearts. So, especially since the kids come in once in a while. I like to tell adult stories as well, but yeah, I do follow the old ways, so I do like to tell some of the mythological stories with friends at times. If you're ever into it, let me know. I know not everyone is. So if you feel comfortable enough, let me know how your day has been. Is it well, I do like to make people laugh too. But yay. One thing that I found kind of ironic is when I like years ago was when I went from my basic training in the Army to my job training. It was a couple years after September 11th, and the day that my flight was September 11th. The Army didn't like some of my jokes at times. But it also does depend on the people. When on one of our trips, the squad leaders were told to make sure that everyone was in bed first, and we're all adults. We all know where each other are. We're in this little tiny, area. Well, my squad leader was the first in bed. So, me being the wise ass that I am, because our cots were at the opposite ends of the tent, those big green Army tents, I yelled over, "Hey, Sergeant Saul, I'm ready to be tucked in." The whole tent goes quiet, then all you hear is, "F you, Boucher." So, yeah. Then everyone's just burst out laughing. So I see you're number two. Why don't if it's still you, Evie, why not at least say hi or something to try to be number one? If not, why not someone else try to take the spot? There's always, because I do like your guys' interactions. Ugh. I did get to see Baltimore when I was there with the Army. That was interesting, because it was the only place that I saw that had, even the vending machines had bars around them. They'd yell at us when we'd go out on the pedal boats, because we decided to use them as rams on each other. So they didn't like that too much. But yeah. We had fun. We'd even hit up some of the clubs in Baltimore. It was kind of very different than Maine. I will say that. But at the same time, I had also been going to and from Jacksonville, Florida, because I had family down there at the time. So, not like a big city was a shock. It was just not like either one. So it was a good learning experience. I had been to DC. That was, from what I remember, that was actually quite fun, because it was an 8th grade trip. As dull as it sounds, even at that time, I liked the Vietnam. So I like history, so to me, the Vietnam War wall, I liked. um, hmm. Let me try to think of a funny story. So, hopefully it hits. That's part of the reason why I do like people when they comment, because once in a while, if we get into a little bit of a conversation or just any random thing, can help jog my memory on some. When I was a kid, me and some of my friends built a snow fort at our babysitter. I think that must have been like 7 or so. While I was in the last one waiting for one of my parents to come pick me up, I decided to hide in there. Oh, just hang out. My babysitter actually was so well built she couldn't see me, so she yelled out. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. See, I once in a while I also do like to put a name to who's watching, and I don't get that unless there's a comment. So please feel free to comment. Because I know I'm a unique person. I do my own thing, always have. Don't really give a shit about what people think. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to. That actually slipped. Didn't mean to swear like that. And one thing I'm always curious about is how the weather is where you are. It's a good conversation starter, I guess. It's just a truck walking by. And feel free, if I don't know who's watching, if you've been watching, but feel free to subscribe, watch the videos I have. I really appreciate you watching as long as you have. And I think this is actually one of the better ones. I haven't even needed to do anything goofy. And the other day, I actually had someone comment that they already knew two other languages, and they were working on learning English. And if you can't tell, I'm tired. It's been a long day, but I actually like this interaction and all. So, if you don't mind, what time is it where you are? Peekaboo, I see you. So, one place I've been thinking about going into the mountains. Another is much closer to the Canadian border. I also do want to go to the Great Lakes. Well, eventually I do want to work my way all the way to California again. Because when I there, didn't really get to see much. I did find out that there's some John Deere Gators that when you have it pedal all the way down, that they will catch air. I did learn that, and it was seen, but it wasn't my story. Well, I didn't do it, but I know what happened. Apparently, yeah, there's those things have different engines, some bigger than others, but yeah. I just remember looking through the book at the Army books of how to fix them, and it all had the different engine options. I think that's how I found out. I know it was a book of some sort. I read it somewhere. So I'm actually wondering why you're watching so long. Because to me, I'm just me. It is getting close to midnight here. I don't know what time it is there. Would be neat to know, but you don't have to. And I hope that you actually have good like people that you're close to that actually care about you, that will always be there for you through thick and thin. It's always good to know that you're not alone. Like I have actually have very few people, but who I do have, I know I don't have to worry. We pretty much we don't even have to say to know that we're all stuck with each other at this point. There's certain people that you just know that, well, they become your family. But I'm actually typically the smallest one in the group. I'm 5'4" and barely over 100 pounds. Oh, work was interesting. They actually ended up wanting me to work a 14-hour day after cutting me. And after that, I'd only have like 9 hours in between the two. No. To me, that just doesn't add up somehow. I don't know about you, but to me, that just doesn't add up somehow. You know, I'm not mad, anything like that. It's just, why? My mind's always thinking, so. Now, do you think I should try to keep this going through midnight? Or no? Because we're actually not too far away from midnight. Hey, it's actually about freezing here tonight. At least according to my car. I know I can't smoke. Typically, wherever I am, I can't smoke, even visit. Oh, visiting some people is about 50-50. I'd say some of the places people I visit, I can smoke inside if they do. Not everyone I know smokes, so I can't always smoke inside. Yeah. Luckily, I don't always have to go anywhere, so we don't have to worry about the driving aspect either. I thought I heard someone yelling. Oh. Oh well. So far, when I've been live taking videos, the most exciting thing that's happened during any of that is someone doing donuts in the snow. And in this town, this area, I wouldn't be surprised if other shit will happen at some point. Especially this day and age. So I'm curious about something. Well, a few things, but well, more than a few. Like, who's watching? All you have to do is say hi, something like that. And I'm actually curious if the typical, like, if you guys are actually, like, what age group you guys are in. If you're about my age, older, younger, because I'm 40. So, I'm always curious if you guys are younger or older. Because even that can help give me an idea or jog my memory of something, that happened. Like, I do remember going to the fair, the largest fair in the state of Maine, I believe it is, when I was younger. There's one place I did want to go when I was a kid. Nowadays, if I go by it or through it, I'd stop. That's Hershey Park. But at the same time, after going to Walt Disney a few times, well, 2 times, Walt Disney in Florida, basically at this point I just go for, if others go, and it's typically because of the kids, if there's kids. I do have fun, but it's not one of those things I go out of my way to do. I do like roller coasters, things like that. There's one ride in the amusement park in my town that drops straight down. I won't do that. That one I won't do. But the height, like how the height from roller coasters and all that doesn't typically faze me there. Because if something happens, you can typically just get out of the car and climb down. Although, typically. I have flown. I prefer driving. But if you don't have that much time, I don't mind flying. Don't like it, but it's not an issue. I've flown I don't know how many times throughout the years. Just the Army alone, I think, I want to say at least a half dozen times just with the Army alone. Never mind the other times. I've even been in a little Cessna. That was the first one. They flew over my house. It was kind of neat. On one side of my family, there's actually been 4 generations in a plane that have flown. Four generations. Actually, I take that back. 5. Because even one of my great-grandmothers, one of her kids, took her up in a little Cessna. He flew up from Connecticut to Maine And she was here for at that time for whatever reason, and he took her up. There's been a few people in the family that have had their pilot's license. I don't. I did at one. I wanted it at one time, but yeah, that's one thing that I wish I utilized in the Army. I did learn how to give IVs, some stuff like that. Because also when I was in, there were 2 wars going on, so it was a little different. And especially with the time period, because it was, I signed up 22 years ago when I was 18. See, I want, at times I wonder why you're watching, what you're thinking of the videos. That's part of the reason why I like the comments. There was one person that actually told me, "You're my favorite," and I was like, even if I'm not, which I don't think I am, I like that positivity. Oh, that was just a camera. But, woohoo. Thank you again for still watching. It's actually greatly appreciated. I hope you've subscribed, and I hope you're one of the 5 people that gave a thumbs up. One of the things I did get to wild animals I did get to see and get pretty close to was a wild buffalo. They're neat. They can be aggressive, so you have to use caution. Clearly, can't get too close, but they're actually a neat animal. I got to pet a wild prairie dog. I love nature, and if you take a look at my videos and shorts, you'll see that most of them are nature. I've always been into nature. I love nature. I like to try to conserve as much nature as possible. Preserve, it's life. Plus there's a tranquility and peacefulness to it. A serenity. Oh. Yeah. Well, you've actually been watching for quite some time. You might be the longest one. All I know is I greatly appreciate that. I'm still somewhat new to this. Haven't been doing it even for a year. But let's see where it is a year from now, like at the end of next year. Because I have some videos that I've done not so well. Others are like, I didn't expect that to get over 2,000 views. And there's 2 that it did really well, and it's just, one's a red squirrel, the other's a Gray Squirrel. My sense of humor about my ADD kicked in, and all I labeled it on it was ADD video. Squirrel. I thought about doing ADD. Oh look, shiny, or stuff like that. Just see what happens. But if it's done in respect, I do have a good sense of humor about those quirks. But the key word is respectful. Oh. One of my little odd things that I'm into that's actually coming quite handy, especially with the traveling, is a CB radio. I even heard about a shooting ahead of time because of a CB radio I won like a few years ago. We have a second person. Feel free to comment, subscribe, like, give a thumbs up. It's all greatly appreciated. Plus, I do like to at least put a name to some kind of name to who is watching. I mentioned the tent turned into a slip and slide earlier. Maybe I should go. Well, there was a waterfall. Oh, they're both gone now. Well, that was a good stretch. It's now midnight. Well, thank you. Have a great one. I might stay on for a couple more minutes just to see what happens. Because I do kind of wanted 10 more subscribers to reach 100. Hello. Yay, another viewer. I hope your day has been good. Unless it's just starting off where you are, and I hope that your day goes well. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. But it was another view. As quick as it was still another view. Should I keep this going or not? Should I keep it going? Should I keep it going? Well, I guess. Good night. Have a good one. Till next time.